This is Brotherhood here. Welcome back. If you remember last time, I showed you the early game. I just ended off showing the prison, how that works. So electroshocked an individual, and then tried to say talk them into joining us. They said that we had some points or whatever. We also handled the food situation early on, although believe me, it will get worse. Which is why I have pretty much everybody except for one focused on gathering food. When we look at the ships, I have three, so I'm gonna show you how to do the fleet. I went ahead and researched two of them in the last episode, so that again I can pull the grand total of five. We're gonna bring that and that, and so with the soldiers, I can bring pretty much every one of them. Now, one of the things I can do to increase the amount of soldiers is actually one of these edicts. So, this is the square, victory square. Again, this is where you can research policies. One of the policies that you definitely need is the building labor. I'm going to research this personally, get this over with real quick, and set their hours to about 14 hours in the day so that they have 8 hours of sleep. Otherwise, they're going to get exhausted. I think that's what the 3 is. Let's see here. Average fear. Oh, okay, that's fear. This is morale. This is average loyalty. So pay increases morale, increases loyalty. Food also increases morale. Fear. What? Okay. Yeah. Average fear. Whatever. Mechs don't have fear. They're just loyal, I guess. I don't know why. Okay, anyways. So that's done. I'm going to set the labor policy to... Yeah, I do not want them working all but 4 hours. I mean, it's just... Here, I'll do 16 hours, not 14. Alright, so... Because, I mean, it's a colony, and these guys aren't necessarily crazy. Pay time off is... It's not... It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty optional. Okay, ignition mode. Alright, so 3 strike squad are integrated after this, so I'm going to go ahead and do that so that I can get an additional soldier or two. Again, these are going to be more of the level 2s, which is what you're pretty much capped off at in the early game. Well, in the early game or the demo. I can absolutely see somebody in the full game exploiting this. There's a way to let the enemies level up disproportionately. So, I mean, by wandering around, again, I'll show this later on, and you'll see it in the playthrough, but by just wandering around the space area, they can go all the way up to level 10. I'm sure that the distances are going to be tweaked in the actual game. They just want to see all the difficulties. Alright, so...
Good to see you.
Yep.
Aye, aye, sir. Hello. Aye, aye, sir. Greetings. I understand.
Alright, so... Yep. We're going to have them... Mine. Okay. Okay, so see they have damage indicators here, so we're going to go ahead and switch a lot of these guys out. No, they already did. He doesn't really do a lot of damage, has a lot of health, so I mean it's good as a damage tank, but it's not really good as anything else. So I typically push Intel Explorer out, and then I'll push, what is he, strike squad, so I'll push the same. They're literally the same. Okay. Alright, alloy, yeah, definitely need that. So we're going to go there, and then we're going to go there. So you see that the game does get a little bit easier with soldiers, however, again, they do get in your way. Like, they will get in your way. So 3 of them. Again, there's no real way to get it to like assuredly give you a good amount. It's just grinding. Just go in, fight them, win, lose, whatever. Regardless, if I die, I'm going to lose 2 of them. You know what I mean? If I die, I'm going to lose at least 1. So I'm only going to have 2 of them, and I need 14. again, the biggest thing you can do is damage and speed stack.
Be prepared. My pleasure.
Sniper here. Range.
Sniper here. Watch out!
Also, if you're wondering what, oh, hang on, did I get this one? I did not, so I can get that one. But if you look at this, you'll see that they're like little flower-looking things. These are abandoned resource caches. So the way this works, it gives you a little minigame, and boom. And now I have 14 of those. So I'm gonna get a few of these. See, so magnetic gravel and plates are definitely needed. Oop, nope, I don't need that. Alright, I'm gonna go around and collect some more of these caches. And again, you don't really need credits as much as you might think. So, like, selling the magnetic gravel is great after, you know, you still get partial, even if you fail. Still are hyenas. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go home. Drop off the stuff and see where our food's at. Definitely want to terminate this expedition.
another day to labor for the glory of our nation. Structure complete. Structure complete.
Yeah, as you can see there, it says later not endure manual labor. So the game does try to encourage you to just go to the gameplay loop. Absolutely, like does not necessarily like it when you when you engage in the gameplay loop outside of or in alternative gameplay loops. Also, I like to move this back here. So let me do that real quick.
Structure complete.
Alrighty. What else do I have? Nobody. Alright, so we're to the park. I'm gonna get some more resources again. Yeah, fly through the rocks. Alloy, abandoned. Alright.
At the ready.
One thing I do want to try to do is get the knife made. I know that I didn't really care long enough to get the weapon foundry up, but you know, this game requires this to be done. It's not an option. So I mean, if you like this type of gameplay, you know, it's all I mean for you, sure. But you know, given that I'm more of a banner player, I appreciate the base building and the investment more than I appreciate, you know, grinding the game. All these interesting AoEs. So F1 again, I'm going to tell them to attack the mad, killing the enemy bad guys, or like his minions, is really only good for like health. One thing you want to make sure is your health Q right there, Q. That hotbar for the health does not regenerate. Your grenades do, but that doesn't. So make sure that is topped off before you go to another battle. I had to learn that the hard way quite a few times. I was like, hey, you know, I'm out here and I don't have any health packs whatsoever. Well, guess what? It was because it doesn't actually regenerate. So, you know, of course, you get that in health by killing the enemies, or by having a high level. But the thing is, I've not been able to achieve a really high level of this. I'm sure that's one thing that's like kept for the game, like is true to the final product. I don't know. Words are hard now. Yeah, amazing. So the way aggro works is you walk onto somebody and track them across the map. So that's a lot of reasons why I like having more allies than less. Again, you'll see why you have less later on. Like, why would you have less? Yeah, just give it a minute. Oh, still the first 30 minutes. Okay, well, he's street meme. Alright, man. Alright, and the cores that you can unlock, it's like scale with your level. They don't. So the enemy scales based off of how far you're going, how much distance you've traveled. Your cores scale based off of your level. So, and those are two entirely different things. So, I mean, you can be a level 3 leader, so to speak, and fight a level 10 bad guy, and,
Unit ready.
you know, try horribly. I haven't done it, but you know what? I'm actually, for the sake of completeness, I'm going to go give that a try just to see how that goes. And the perk with the no ammo consumed with the first 30 seconds would be great if the enemy spawned within the first 30 seconds. But it takes a little bit. Again, we want to stack the damage as much as we can. If I haven't already died, I'm probably going to just show what happens. I mean, I think I did actually die. I got pretty unlucky in one of the earlier episode, but I'm also going to see for myself. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna let everything level all the way up, and then I'm gonna see what all happens. That being said, I might do that this expedition. I might hold off and do another expedition
At the
when I
ready.
have a bunch of capture items available. can go ahead and collect dollars too while I'm at it, just to maximize the amount of time spent transiting and to increase the levels. Oh, special course. Completely checked out for that one. We're gonna see how this goes. So again, we're just checking to see how everything goes with scaling, see if that increases. I mean, it should increase the difficulty, but we'll see if it increases the reward. That's really the primary thing I'm going for. as you can see, clearly the amount of spawns, etc., really ticks up when you go up in levels. Once again, just to reiterate here, you lose about 20% of battle loot. Not loot, but battle loot. So, there's that. Thankfully, you can keep all these. It's a single item, you don't leave it. Okay, good for them. I'm glad they're hungry. That might be old. Alright, well, we're definitely going to try to... First we got an electroshock. Okay, yeah, we do not want to hit them again with the electroshock because that will cause a big problem. We go here. I do not have enough for the cores. Do not have enough cores. I cannot make another one of those. I don't need to make another one of any of those. Okay, I'm going to put this here.
Building!
And then,
Structure
that's
complete!
good. Where is...
Building! Structure complete! Base is now in rest protocol. All non-essential activity is strictly prohibited without clearance. Rest period is over! A new day begins! Good day. Consider it done.
Alright, so earlier I discussed or mentioned something about the odd scaling. Again, it's just like the fact that you got an elite worker who's about 5 times the size, like makes all other personnel look like toddlers. Again, it's a bit weird. Not necessarily what I would have imagined. And then, again, when they're elite or that size, they actually take up more slots. So the bigger they are, the more slots they take. And so you can have a very bad worker take up all the slots, or you can have a really good worker take up all the slots. But, you know, regardless, that's sort of the case here. So, but we're going to look at this. So, Trevor Ma. I would need quite a few individuals to upgrade that one. But were I to do that, and that's the other thing, I might accidentally make them take up 3 slots. And guess what? I don't have a ship that can take 3 slots, so we're gonna have to hold off on that. But I guess what I can do right now is build the SMGs, see if I can. Well, no, I know I can't upgrade the factory or the main building, so I'm gonna have to go out and once again engage with the main gameplay loop of grinding against enemy personnel. And just, I mean, I guess dealing with it. Go ahead and craft this knife too while I'm at it, so I can have better melee damage. In this, in the foundry, you can get up to level 2, items. So, such as the NAT SMG and 9-2. That you see there. Probably gonna go ahead and just get the basic items made. You can't do any of this. But yeah, the destructive blaster is more like an EMP cannon, if you would. An EMP orb cannon. It does a fair bit of damage against some items. I don't think it really is the best, though. Not all the time. And then I need one of these, and then that should round out all the items. I don't really care for the Nebula pistol. And then the assault rifle is... yeah. Yeah, again, as you can see, they just want you to sit out, and sit out, and sit out, and sit out, and sit out, and... again, that's great and all, but it just doesn't feel like you set up an industry or anything. You're just here assigning people to do things, and not really much is getting accomplished, you know what I mean? So you can do it and set out, or you can sit there and wait and come back to a camp that's starving to death for some reason. And not really producing, because it's like right now the loyalty is at 44, the morale's at 29. Then again, I got one person who said, you know, their default trait is hateful. So, you know, pretty sure you could take a wild guess at who's going to be used to upgrade what in the future. I'm trying to get these capture rounds so that I can, like, probably go capture a high-level character or 2 or 3 or 5. Really, when it comes down to it, it's a lot funnier to run 10 different, like, to capture 10 low-level individuals than it is to capture 1 high-level individual. It's a lot more productive, too, because then you can definitely use that to your advantage and upgrade low-level characters that only take up 1 slot.
Weapons ready.
So yeah, I'm going to take all these. This is going to recommend that I build like a clinic, because I have everything else built. And I do not have the resources to build the clinic. So, I do have resources to upgrade the prison, so I'm going to do that real quick. Can't do that. I can do this. Oh, no, never mind. I can't. I spoke too soon. If I find the guy mining, I can definitely get it. There you go. Look at that. Amazing. Wow. Good job, peasants.
Structure complete.
Okay, I just need a little bit more. One more. Alright.
Structure complete.
Time to go collect a goon squad or something, you know? Yeah. We're going to put her out instead of this guy. Also,
Structure
going
complete.
to fix that. Alright. And just like that, somehow we've already hit about an hour, so we'll get through a few battles. After this expedition, I'll terminate and we'll start another episode. Yeah, we're gonna go to Alloy Foundry, and again, I just want to reiterate, I'm doing this primarily not for the
Be prepared.
resources, but for the human resources. Primarily.
Enemy captured.
Oh, that's 3. rope. Love jump rope. I love jump rope. Love jump rope. So much. Freaking ridiculous, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. Yep, didn't get anything from that. Amazing. So good. So freaking good. Come back here and take it out on this guy, right? Nope. Oh, but let me exile him.
Weapons ready.
Alright, well, that's 1 hour. Sorry for a relatively boring one. Anyways, I hope this helps you sort of understand more of the gameplay loop. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and cut this off here. Thank you again for joining me. This is Brotherhood signing off.